Hey friends! So one of the things we were talking about was creating things like tiny scale wallpaper or scale pictures to go on a wall, for example. Okay, so we're going to use this online photo editor, PhotoPea. You can also use Photoshop if you have it, and it's in fact easier to use Photoshop, but because you can just like print directly. But in this case, I don't know if you'll have that on your computers. And this does all of the same things. So we're going to start in PhotoPea today. What we'll do is you'll go to photopea.com and then you'll create a new project. So I'm creating one that's called Wall. And I measured using my ruler how tall my wall is in real life, okay? And it's in 1/4 inch scale, so in 1/4 inch scale it's 10 feet tall, and in real life that's 2.5 inches tall, okay? So I switched this little drop down from pixels to inches, okay? So it was on px, and that's how many tiny dots it'll be, but I want it to be on inches instead, okay? So that switches me over so that I'm talking about real sized things, okay? This is the exact same way you would do it if you're taking a picture and you want to scale it down to a specific scale. You would figure out what that scale is in actual inches, right? So the easiest way to do that might be to just draw a picture of the size of the picture you want it to be, and then convert that into 1/4 inch scale. So if you draw it in 1/4 inch scale, and it ends up being, 3 feet by 2 feet in 1/4 inch scale, then you can measure that with your regular ruler side of your scale rule, and you'll be able to figure out how many actual inches that will be, okay? So I have this wall. I'm just making it 8 inches wide so that I have a long strip of wallpaper to work with, okay? I'm going to go ahead and create this file. So I have now this wall. I can, if I'm using something from Google, right? If I want to look up like a wallpaper texture, right? I might type in wallpaper texture in Google. And then there's all of these ones. So we do Google Images. Maybe we type in seamless. That way we'll get nice things that we can download, okay? Scroll down. Here's a bunch of wallpaper textures, okay? They're all very frilly and silly. You might be making your own anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to just take this one. I'm going to save this image as, we're going to save it on my desktop as wallpaper test. Okay, save that. Now I'm going to open it in PhotoPea. So let's go back to PhotoPea. I'm going to say File, Open. Grab that wallpaper test image and open it. Okay, so now I can Command A to select all, right? Or draw a rectangle to select all. Command C to copy, right? So Command C, copy, and then Command V to paste onto this page, okay? Now I'm gonna go back and pick up my little cursor thing. And this will be my wallpaper, right? And I can change the repeat on it. I have one other trick, which actually makes this easier. Excuse me, Leo, I'm making a video. Bro, give me a break. So there's another trick that'll make this easier, right? So like the first thing you could do is just take this and like copy and paste it a bunch of times and line them all up and whatever. We're gonna actually go a different way, which is gonna make it easier. So we're gonna just delete that layer, okay? We're gonna come back over to this wallpaper test image that we downloaded, and we're going to say edit, scroll all the way down to where it says define new, and click this button that says pattern, okay? So now we've defined this wallpaper as a pattern. And if I come back into my wall and I pick up my rectangle tool, is the quickest way, right? I can draw a big rectangle, just like that, and it came out green because the fill right now is green. And then I can go into this fill, and I can click on this pattern fill. Right now it looks like a bug. Yours might look like this, okay? And the one we want to select is this new one that we just created, right? And then we have this lovely scale bar, right? So we can shift the scale so that it would look normal on a wall that's that tall, right? So you'll just want to make a guess about what's going to look normal on that wall, right? So that might be the right scale for this project, okay? Once you've done all of that, you can just deselect, right? And now you have wallpaper that fills this wall and is the appropriate scale for your model. Now you can print it, okay? And there's 2 steps to do that. So first we're going to export as a PNG, okay? And that's also this button right here is download PNG, okay? So there it is. And then you can open this on your computer. There it is. Oh, hello paper printer thing, okay? In preview is fine, or in Adobe Acrobat. And then when you go to print, all you have to do is make sure that its scale is 100%, okay? And you can turn the paper either way, or whatever, right? That's not as important as making sure the scale is 100%. And then when you hit print, it will print it out. I did one earlier with little bugs, okay? So that is creating wallpaper in PhotoPea, okay? And the reason that it looks so nice was that we chose a seamless texture when we were Googling. So it was already set up to just repeat perfectly as the pretty pattern, okay? So that's creating a kind of wallpaper using PhotoPea that you can print out. And then the other task that we talked about, right, was making little pictures. And you might not want to do that in, there are a couple of ways you can go about that, right? So if you have this already set up, and this is the size of your wall, then you can just import those pictures. You can bring in those pictures that you want to use, and using this as a reference, you can visually scale them to be the size that you want, right? So if you have a picture that you're going to bring in, you can bring it into this file, and then you can just turn off the wallpaper, download that as a PNG with your little pictures across the wall, and then you'll be able to cut those out separately, and they'll be the right size to fit on your model. Okay, guys? So let me know if you have any questions about this. This can also be done in Photoshop. It's easier to do it in Photoshop, but we're working with what we got. So in Photoshop, you could just go to File and hit Print instead of the downloading and uploading and making sure it's 100% business, okay? So that is how to make tiny paper things. And I will be back in just a moment with how to make tiny furniture cutout things. All right, thanks, guys.